Hey you guys, Trey Vittetoe here, and today I want to talk about vocal tuning. So I'm going to talk about two aspects of vocal tuning today. One is using auto-tune. The other is using a native program within Cubase. It's called VariAudio, and it's very similar to Melodyne. So what you'll see me doing there, very similar to what you would do if you had Melodyne up. So here we go. All right, so the song that I'm going to look at today was written probably about 2.5 years ago. So first I'll show you the finished track, and then we'll look at the vocals. I'll show you what I did with them. All right, so what I want to do is go back to the original writer session and show you the raw vocals, take it from there. So once in a while when I talk about a writer session, I will sort of clue in that I really go with pretty minimal stuff. I don't want to slow down the writing process. With this song, I actually really just started with a guitar and I threw in a shaker. That was it. So this is with the raw vocal, but I am running auto-tune right now. So I'll show you what's going on with that. Typically when I track vocals, if I feel like it's necessary or it helps sort of keep the confidence going of the singer, I will put a little auto-tune on the track just so when they're listening back, it's solid.
I feel so odd. Never thought I'd be yours. My heart is racing like I can't go on.
Cool. Let me take the auto-tune out. And right off the bat, you can hear Sophia. This is without any kind of tuning. She's got a great voice.
I feel so odd.
So let me just talk for just a minute about auto-tune. So if I want to auto-tune a section, I will check it out line by line. I'll listen to the auto-tune, make sure that it's not creating any sort of weird glitches, anomalies. Sometimes auto-tune just can throw things in a kind of a weird way. And these are my typical auto-tune settings. I run my tracking about 7, my retune speed about 20, set up the key, of course. Right now, as I listen to that passage, it's not bad. It works real well. I can hear the auto-tune on it, but it's generally somewhat natural. But if I heard something that was unnatural, I didn't feel like it was treating the line right, I would go into what's called VariAudio. So you can actually see each note here. It's really pretty solid. I'd probably like to just give this a little push down. You see that I don't have to hard tune it. I can just tilt it. There you go. I'm even going to give this a slight tilt up. So what I like to do when I'm working on vocals like this is I definitely like to keep a piano up. Like if I hear this note and I just want to test it, I'm going to give it just a slight tilt up. So look at this note here, G. Now, I don't mind a note being a little natural in a case like this. It actually sounds pretty good. Sometimes I will clean it up just a little bit. I may go in and just give it a little cleanup in the middle of the note. One of the things that I find is really important, try to leave the beginning, ending of a syllable or a note intact if possible, because if you start trying to overly tune an entire note, it can sound very, very unnatural. And you can definitely hear that, right? But if you leave the beginning and ending of a note, you will find that that is where much of the natural vocal needs to stay in place. So I'm just going to touch that. I'm going to pull this down a little bit just to match that. Pull this up just to match that. Now, I did clean it up some, but I didn't clean it up. I didn't go hardcore, which is what I could do here by straightening out my pitch like that. Now, that still feels natural to me, and I can even go a little more natural. All right, so one of the things that I see going on here, I want this to start out a little stronger. Not bad, but I'm going to put it in place. There you go. One of the things also happening here, it's this sort of downward riff she's doing. Here's the E note. And pull that down. Actually, just give that a little push up. So there we go. I'm going to make this note here, which is an F note. I'm going to give it just a little touch. Try to straighten up just a little bit without going crazy. And let's listen to that. To me, that's a little too much. So I'm going to back up a little bit. And I'm going to pull it in just a little bit and see if that doesn't feel a little better. That's much better. One of the things I don't always love, very typical of a singer, they will scoop low. Very typical for what I see all the time. What I like to do is see how I can, if I can just ramp that first spot up just a little bit. And I like that better. It sits a little bit better for me. Not bad. It really sits pretty much right in the lane. I'm not going to mess with that note. So I haven't done much, but I have cleaned her up a little bit. Cool. So let's take a look at the next line.
I feel so odd.
So I definitely hear some pitchiness on the last word. Let's try auto-tune.
I feel so odd.
It feels unnatural to me. So again, I'm going to go back to the VariAudio process here.
I feel so odd.
There's a little scoop up there, so I'm going to let this. Yeah, I'm going to pull that down just a little bit. I'm going to let it scoop from D. This note looks really good to me. Maybe just a little flat. Again, that I might just tilt it a little bit. That's good. Not bad. Cleaned it up a little further. I don't like to mess with S's. If you start tuning S's too much, you can start to get a glitchy sound. And let me keep the tail. So we'll flatten that a little bit. Pull this down and meet it.
I feel so odd.
Again, this is more of a scoop. A little weird. That feels a little better. All right. We can actually start by just taking the whole thing up just a little bit. You're not trying to create a machine recording here. You really are trying to keep it natural. So what I'm going to do is try to just really keep a good solid take on the lower notes here. Let's see if I can get those. See what I can do here. That. Straighten that a little bit. No, that note's not too bad. Don't hate that one either. Pull it. Now, let's see how high I can get these without it sounding weird. Let's see if that works.
So odd.
Not bad. I don't dislike that.
Feel so odd.
Okay, let's see what's going on here. Definitely want that to sit in. And I don't love something there. It's just a really kind of a whisper, so it doesn't matter too much. It's going to be nice, but I am going to give this just a touch. Just a touch. Let's see what it feels like.
Feel so odd.
And make sure this sounds natural with the music.
I feel so odd.
Strangely enough, this note just feels a little hot to me.
I feel so odd.
It does. It feels more natural to me, so I don't mind this note not actually fully getting up to the E.
I feel so odd.
Okay, so I'm happy with that. All right, you guys. So I hope you got something out of this. Hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please like, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll know when I put out other videos. All right, until next time.